Good morning. Welcome back to Twin Tarot. I'm Gary, and it's 6:30 in the morning, and I'm tired. Um, so today is going to be our last day in the park at Disneyland. Laura and I have been going at it 100 miles an hour, up every day at 6. Last night we were in the park till 11. Fortunately, the place we're staying is almost quite literally across the street from the park. So, we were able to get back to the room about 15, 20 minutes from the last ride. But we've been having a great time. But man, Laura was having a tough time answering the bell this morning at 6. So here we are. She's taking a shower. I'm going to just come on and say howdy do to all of you. I hope you're all doing great. You don't want to see the ceiling of our room. So I just was taking a quick scroll through the news items today, and one really caught me by surprise was that the Supreme Court had put a temporary stay on forcing the Trump administration to fully fund SNAP benefits. I was even more surprised on who was the Supreme Court justice that put a delay on it, which was Justice Ketanji Jackson. So it's just like, okay. So what's going on with that? So I was reading a little bit about that. It's like, okay, what she's doing makes sense. She just, Trump's administration is basically saying, well, we can't fully fund SNAP. We've totally exhausted all our reserves, probably for the Great Gatsby party, right? And that we'd have to pull it from these other very sensitive programs. And, kind of the thought is, no. Why don't you take an extra 24 hours to find a good place to pull the money from? The other thing I noticed was there was some real kind of sobering news on consumer sentiment and the feeling about the government because of the shutdown. So I want to just do a quick reading on the government shutdown and where we are going from there for entertainment purposes only. I hope you're all having a great day. We are definitely living in interesting times, but it seems like the tide is shifting. That level of empathy and understanding that is needed by at least 30% of the population is starting to land. So let's see what we got. I'm just going to do these upright. So just what do we need to know about the energy around the average voter, or the average American really, but the average voter? How are they feeling about the government shutdown, and where is it going next? So let's just start. How are they feeling about the shutdown? Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands is all about taking actions, and hopefully actions to benefit the people around us. It's like the queens are more internal energy, so it's just like people reassessing their values. There you go. The challenge is judgment. Are people finally going to stand up? Or actually, I'm doing a 4-carder, so this is the primary clarifier, is judgment card. People are finally starting to stand up and understand what it is that's important to them and make their voices heard. The other primary or the clarifier is you got the Devil card. People understanding what it is that this country assigned themselves and chained themselves up to. You're taking away people's benefits. You're taking away their food, and then you're saying, oh, somehow now we don't have money to pay for it. But they have trillions of dollars in tariffs. Why don't we just use that, Donald? And then King of Cups, just trying to be just more emotionally mature about what's happening around us. Energy underneath it is right now it's the Two of Swords. We have a choice. We can choose to continue to value money and materialism, or we can choose to show some kindness and compassion and care that people want food. Not everyone has it as lucky as maybe you or I have it. I know certainly within the comment section, there's folks in the comments that they struggle. You know, food security is a thing. You know, I've been fortunate. I've never had to suffer through that. I mean, there have been times when I haven't had a lot of spare change, you know, where I've had opportunities to kind of think, ooh, I wonder how I'm going to pay that bill. Especially, like, I remember once I had a property tax bill coming up, and yeah, I was nowhere near having enough money to pay it. It's like, oh boy, what do I do now, type of thing. Okay, so where do we go from here? What's it look like going forward? Just real quick, it'll be another 4-carder, and then I'll let you go. What's it look like going forward? Okay, 5 of Wands. There's going to be some chaos. People are going to have to sort this out. There's going to be actions coming from all directions. You know, this could be like finger pointing, you know, pointing, saying it's this person's fault, that person's fault, but there's actions that need to happen. But the main clarifier is, if we take these actions, we can get a victory out of this. Clarifier, Page of Cups. People will probably start seeing how crazy things have been and what they were believing in. And maybe now it's time for balance. It's funny, these are all MAGA cards, which makes sense because they're the ones that need to learn the damn lesson. And underneath it is the star. You know, the star of democracy, doing the best of what this nation has to offer. So that's where we're going forward. These are MAGA messages here. You know, you signed up for you signed up for Trump. You've created chaos, but we'll get through this. You know, if you've understood the negative energy, the low level energy you've signed up for, and the MAGA crazy, and start trying to find a little bit of balance with your fears and what people actually need, you can do what's best for the democracy. Anyways, that's what I got. Anyways, I hope you're all having a wonderful day. We've got our last day in the park today, so it's probably about 6:30 in the morning right now, and Laura and I will be out the door in about 5-10 minutes here. So anyways, hope you all have a great day. I hope you enjoyed the video I put out late last night on Rise of the Resistance. It's such a neat ride. And someone had a very telling comment. It's just like, you know, if that was real life, I don't think I'd be that calm. It's just like, yeah, I don't think I would either. I would probably need a change of underwears if you came off of your airplane, if you will, and there was a bunch of stormtroopers, and all of a sudden you're being interrogated, right? Anyways, it's weird because in a way it's kind of sort of what we're going through as a nation, right? You know, if you just replace a stormtrooper with an ICE agent, and all of a sudden you're not a person, you're a person of color or whose immigration status may be unsure. Yeah, it's probably how you're feeling every day when you go out. You know, when I step out from my car, is there going to be someone pulling me out and putting me in front of stormtroopers with guns? Anyways, hope you're having a wonderful day. Thanks very much. Yesterday's video, I was going to give a couple of shout outs, and then what I've realized is that with my camera on my phone, I can pause it, but if I swipe away from the camera, it just ends the video. So yeah, I can't do it right now. So I do want to give one special shout out to Kentucky Belle Michelle, who's just really having a tough time with what happened in Louisville with the UPS flight. That was a tragedy that was very close to home. I believe she was saying that she actually knew some UPS pilots, and I don't know if she knew the crew that was flying in that particular airplane. But Kentucky Belle, Michelle, I hope you're doing good. Hang in there. You know, we're all one big internet family, and I've got the Page of Wands. You know, hopefully we'll get some good messaging out of that. I mean, it's just such a tragic event, and she was mentioning that they just found a grandfather and their 3-year-old, and I can't even imagine what the families are going through with that. So, and then just a quick card for the rest of us. got the Ace of Pentacles. We have an opportunity here. But what we're going through right now as a nation, we have an opportunity to start reassessing our values and making things better. So hopefully we'll take advantage of it. Hope you're all having a great day. We'll talk to you soon. Bye.